Hey guys, Chris here, and because of the last few videos talking about semen retention, porn addiction, I thought I'd do another video on that. And I know there's already been a lot of stuff out there on this topic, but I wanted to come through it more from what this is actually doing to your subconscious mind based on my own experience. So maybe some of you already know that obviously watching pornography and trying to beat it, what that's actually doing to your mind is, first of all, you're pleasuring yourself to watching other people have sex on the screen, which I do believe enters your subconscious mind. And for example, with myself, it became very clear in my dreams that this was something that was happening deeper in my subconscious. So your dreams are a reflection of what's in your subconscious. And I was having dreams where, for example, I was just walking along the street and there'd be two, people just having sex. Or there would be more worrying for myself was that there would be a girl that I would like, and I would be having dreams about them having sex with someone else, and I would be watching. And that sounds quite, it sounds quite full on. And, for example, for me to have that kind of dream was quite disturbing, but also I started to figure out, why exactly am I having these dreams? What's actually going on? And more so, for example, the woman I would like would maybe be getting off or being with someone who was the so-called bad boy. And, this can be reflective perhaps in the pornographic movies as well. The guy who's maybe having sex with the beautiful woman that you like in the video is, for example, maybe a bad boy, a bit of an arsehole, or maybe not. Maybe you even identify as the kind of geeky guy who's supposed to be in the video. But maybe, who knows, like if the person is probably, a bit more animalistic kind of sexual, experience that you're watching, it might not be. And you're just an observer, right? And you're observing yourself watching other people have sex. And this affects your subconscious mind, it affects your self-esteem and your worth. And I feel like this was something that was probably, even for myself, a lot stronger in the COVID lockdown, because of the isolation, because of the separateness. Like I, for example, found myself dating, but then all of a sudden I found myself struggling, struggling with meeting people, and I was on my own. So this kind of became a bit of a replacement. So I wanted to focus on this and what it's actually doing to your mind, because if you're having dreams like that, if those kind of things are coming up, then this very much shows you what's actually going on in your mind. And I remember, because I've talked about going on semen retention and stop watching porn, and one of the drivers that got me on this path in particular was a disturbing dream that I had, where it was a case of there's someone that I like, and they're having sex with someone else and I'm seeing these like visual images, these pictures, which I found quite disturbing. And then it just made me reflect that if I'm feeling quite anxious, I don't feel like maybe I deserve the kind of woman I like, that's what's going on in your mind. And I say, like with the COVID lockdowns, is maybe you were at a point where things were going okay, but then the isolation, the maybe not meeting up with people, not dating, and then with Netflix and everything else leads to maybe a porn addiction, and this becomes quite normalized for a long time, and it can be hard to get back to it. A lot of people now maybe choose to be a bit more on their own, so this can sort of lead this isolation and some of the stuff that's on in your mind. But if you've obviously been watching it for a while, and this is not to say that you're a lonely person or you're not attractive, it's also married people do this, people who just maybe feel alone, people who are addicts, sex addicts. So this is what I wanted to focus the video on today, just to say what's actually happening in your subconscious, how this affects your self-esteem. If you're doing that when you meet someone in real life, you don't believe that you can perhaps attract them or have that kind of relationship because of your relationship with sex and through pornography. And this is the damage it is doing on a global scale. So the more people who can wake up to this and pay attention to your dreams and what's in your subconscious as well. If you're having these kind of dreams, even with porn stars or whatever appearing in your dreams, these can be like succubus energy, where they're appearing in your dream, they're draining your life force, but there is sort of an attachment to them. Your relationship, you're finding people who you find attractive on a screen, and yeah, you're pleasuring yourself to that whilst they're with other people. And and compassion as well, because we've probably never had this kind of level of dopamine and access to pornography in as many lifetimes as we can remember. So it's about the compassion as well, but understanding what's going on in the subconscious, the guilt, the shame, the drain of energy, the depression, or whatever it is, the anxiety, is all a reflection of this is not your brain is probably being hijacked for this pleasure, but it isn't what leads to long-term happiness, as is reflected in your dreams and your subconscious. And it's about bringing that into the open and working past that, and not looking for instant pleasure, sometimes going through the hardship, the pain, the rejection of being rejected by someone, of a date not going well, of needing to improve your life. These are all of the parts of the path. So I thought I'd share this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you soon.